What's going on? Come on in. It's a family time tonight on this Tuesday night. Everybody's relaxing. Come on in. We just gonna have a fun time talking some Kentucky sports. Exciting. Look, you do not want to miss my horror story with the post office. So stick around so you can hear that story. And this is what I have to do to send out products when people order. And I love it. And I do it again if I have to. So thank you guys once again for tuning in. I am your host, Michael. And before I get started with anything, I need to announce something that concerns Facebook. I can no longer do both of those again. I mean, as far as I can't juggle Facebook and I can't juggle YouTube. So with that being said, Thursday, put this up right here. Thursday, which is my normal time to come live at 8 Eastern, will be my last time streaming into Facebook. I will post a link from the YouTube video, and even though if you see a picture, you have to click on that so you can watch the video. That picture is just not a picture. That's actually for you to actually watch the show. You can click on it, and everything will be streamed through YouTube. Or you can just go subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, so you will be notified every time I go live. And right now, my lives are Tuesday and Thursdays at 8 Eastern. So check me out on YouTube, subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank all you guys who have rolled with me on Facebook since I got started. But I realized that I cannot do both. I have to do one or the other, and I'm rolling with YouTube. So thank you guys, and that's all I want to talk about. That Thursday is my last time going live on Facebook. So if you don't have my YouTube, please go subscribe to the YouTube channel immediately. Thank you. That's it. Anyway, how you guys doing? I'm ready to go. It's let's do it, baby. BBN time in Kentucky. It is I tell you, it never fails. You go to bed and as you wake up and you go to bed, there's nothing going on. I guess because Harlan County, I think because when I go to bed, it's still early in the morning, the stateside per se. And so of course there's not a whole lot going on. Everything kind of breaks in the mid afternoons or whatever Am I back? I don't even know if I'm back. Was it I'm late or omelet? Am I back? Oh, hold on. I can't even like what is going on here, dude? Oh my goodness, man! I tell you. Hello, hello. Okay, am I back? There you go. Okay, I think. Am I good? Yeah. Hope he comes back. I'm back. I'm good. Everybody can hear me. Ooh, now I know that I got to go. Okay, let me see if I can go back over here on. Why did I do that for? You can hear me? Yeah, yeah, boy. We good. Okay, good. So I'm not sure. Roll with it. Yeah, roll with it. We can hear you. So I'm not sure who just came in just now. So I don't know where I left off or whatever. Let me just start with the Facebook stuff. After Thursday, I'm not sure if anybody heard me on Facebook. Thursday will be my last time going live on Facebook. If you do not have my YouTube channel, please subscribe to it because I won't be going live on Facebook anymore. I would just be giving a link. If you see a picture, please click on it. That's the YouTube, and I am going to leave it alone. But anyway, let's. I didn't know where I left off at. Uh, we didn't get Caleb. He went to play football at Utah. So I thought maybe we would have the ties with the two coaches, Coach Pope, and I told you David, it was coming. Told you David it was coming. So we don't get Caleb from who decommitted from Baylor. Nobody gets him in basketball, but Utah gets him in football. He decided he wants to play football now, and I guess that's what he wants to do now. Nobody. Yes, you did. Okay, so we said that. Yes, you did. Told you. Yeah. Let me just brief. Are you getting that dude from Florida? That is actually what I was gonna talk to you guys about it. I just saw that someone sent me a text about Matt Norlander, said that it looks like that um, Chaz Lanier from North Florida is going to be coming to Kentucky. I do not have any way to confirm it just yet because I got the text just as I was going live. So if you guys kind of just keep up with that a little bit, and then if it pops up, if it's true, whatever, please just throw it up on the screen. We appreciate that too as well. Also, if you're just joining in, do not leave. You gotta hear my nightmare post office visit from when I go ship out stuff. But I got it fixed this time. The second time is going to be better. But the first time was I pretty much almost cried as a grown man. I'm sorry, but I did. But yeah, also it's noticing we gotta talk about Trent Noor. Um, he decommitted from South Carolina. It looks like Kentucky and Tennessee is both in the mix for it. I hope Coach Pope. I hope Coach Pope can bring him home. He's such a solid player that I really hope that we can keep him in state. He's a big dude and he got his body is good, and he can shoot the ball. I really hope that this is one that maybe Perry, Travis Perry, can help recruit him to come to Kentucky. I mean, you decommit from South Carolina, you get some attention from the UK coach. Why not just stay home? Man, how big would that be if he stayed home? Raleigh Kruger, maybe. I haven't heard anything on him just yet. There you go. Hey, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it. Okay. But I haven't really heard too much about Raleigh just yet. I have to go look up some more. I'm talking about the guy that committed to Kansas. Now he's changing his mind. Oh, I didn't hear that. Ooh, that's interesting. I just like I said when I went to bed, none of that was up. I didn't hear about any of that unless it just happened and I didn't see it even yesterday or over the weekend. I didn't see any of that. So that's very interesting. I was talking about the guy in North Florida who was actually who was actually being looked at by Kentucky because it's basically look. I think we got a really good team so far, but we all know and we all can agree that one thing that we need is that we need a person that can finish, and it looks to be that him or Jackson Robinson. It looks to be that him or Jackson Robinson could be those guys that can be our go-to down the stretch clutch shooters when the game is on the line. And we have to go get one of those guys, if not both. But we don't know what Jackson Robinson is going to do. So do you wait too long on Lanier, or if he actually gives you the thumbs up that he wants to come to Kentucky, do you say, okay, I don't want Jackson Robinson? That's tough as a coach because you got to fill your roster and you can't base it off what if something happens. I mean now behind closed doors, if Jackson Robinson has been talking to Pope and Coach Pope, he's told him that if I don't stay in the draft, I come to Kentucky. Then that's a different story. But since we don't know that, and they're definitely not going to give us that information, and I don't expect them to, as fans, we have to just say, hey, we can have both, and I'm okay with that. But we both want to come. I mean, you got to think about it. Somebody ain't going to start, and egos and all of this right here is just something that is going to be something hard to deal with. Like, hey, if you come to Kentucky, I know you're a good player, but you're probably not going to start unless, like I said, and unless, like we talked before, each ball game is based off who practices the hardest. Then at that point, anybody can start at any given ball game. But you're looking at a lot of egos and you're looking at a lot of guys that can have the ball in their hands that wants to finish the ball game. And if you got if you got Chaz and you got Jackson both in the game at the end of the ball game, it's just about ego. This is just about who has a hot hand for the ball game. Who do you go to? Because somebody's gonna be like, and if you missed a shot, you usually gave me the ball. I can hit it. I could have made that shot. So it's a lot that goes into that when you want to get two primary guys that can go get their own baskets. That's the biggest thing, right? Lanier. I don't think we get Lanier. And well, like I said, I just got a text that said that Matt Lander said that it's looking more and more like Kentucky may land Chaz. But until something happens, until somebody puts the name on the line, the only thing we can do is sit here and hope and speculate and just sit back and just wait. So maybe while you guys are sleeping tonight, maybe I can get some breaking news so I can go and break some breaking news for you guys. But nonetheless, we're definitely standing by looking out for that. Tyler Blackburn, they may get some playing time, but this isn't Cal. I say freshmen will have to certainly prove themselves. Yeah, I mean, freshmen are gonna have to prove themselves now. I mean, their track record says that they can ball, and I'm dealing with particularly Noor and Perry. We don't really know. I mean, he's had 2 years off of Chandler, so we don't really know really what he can do right now until he gets in basketball shape. But these other two young men, they're fresh off playing basketball, so we already know what they can do because we just watched them play at a high level. They gotta want to win. Can always say, heck, look at the draft, two guys off the bench or lottery picks. That's a selling point. That is a selling point. That then maybe Coach Pope can use. That our two lottery picks this year is guys that came off the bench. Now I know that they wasn't Coach Pope's guys, but he can still use that narrative. Once the narrative is out there, you can still plug it where you need to put. When it's to your advantage. And if you got guys coming off the bench who are so-called I should be starting, you can still sell that this is still a possibility that even though if you come off the bench, and it might not even be every ball game because you got to come to practice and you got to show up and you got to put the work in every single practice. And if you do that, then you'll get the start. And I think that's the fairest way that you can actually do it when you have such an older team, when everybody's coming in on year one together. And it's not like you got guys who have been there and grown in the system and that has waited and paid their dues in the Kentucky system. And because of that, you got so many guys, everybody's got to come in and everybody's got to play their what's name. But I have to ask you guys, if you had to say what two players do you put in the starting lineup every single ball game, or does it truly just depend on who's practicing the hardest? I want to know Trent Noor, go to YouTube, watch Campbell County versus Hawley County. Dropped 48 points with 9 threes, breaking the state record. Hey, what else do you need to see? I mean, it speaks for itself. It does. And most experienced in college basketball. We're going to be a very experienced team in college basketball, and that's the only part that scares me about this team is I don't want to keep harking on and keep going back to egos. And I hope Coach can actually really make sure that he can tame that in and that he can really make sure that that it's good to go. But when you have that much experience and that much playing time between all the players, somebody's going to have to just be like, it is what it is. I come off the bench. I'm still going to get my. But this also comes into play was we hear about Mark Pope, how he likes to play. He likes to play people at even a number of minutes so he can spread it out so nobody is just beat down and tired by the end of the ball game, and everybody can still be fairly fresh in a sense. But at the ball game, you still got to figure out, okay, who's going to be my closers? Who needs to be on the floor? And I guess it's game by game. You can say that too as well. So that makes a big difference as well. It's just about who's playing, who's practicing hard, and just can egos go out. Lamont Butler and Amari Williams. Are you saying who is that? Are you saying that those guys should start every ball game? See? And now you might say Lamont Butler needs to start every ball game, but somebody else might say the Oklahoma kid might need to start every ball game. So I think it comes down to at that point is who's going to practice the most. That much experience will pick up on Pope's system. I hope so. I mean, all of this is so good is because, like I said, outside of the two true freshmen plus challengers, you're not going to have to come in and teach these older guys what it means to show up to practice and work. Like that's half of the battle already gone. Like that you're going to get these guys when they walk through the door. You know what you're going to get. They already know what to expect at practice. And Mark Pope is just going to take that to another level and just continue to stretch them and to continue to push them and continue to get more out of them so they can maximize who they are as players and see what's next for them after this. But he's going to have their attention here at Kentucky so they can get the most out of it. I think we will make it to 16 at least. I'm that. The day that I stopped being optimistic, the day that I stopped disbelieving that Kentucky is back, the day that I stopped thinking that maybe it's year one, we should be okay with whatever happens. The day I do that, I don't need to turn on this camera because I have to remain positive, and that's just who I am as a person. is that I always have to look at everything the best that I can about Trent and how to get it. David, I got that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I emailed you back. I appreciate it about the T-shirt. Um, the T-shirts you can order. Just text me your size. I would go up one side. I would go up one size or whatever you order because the guy told me that they shrink. Please, this is a very transparent moment for me. Please understand when I get back to the States and people still want to buy shirts, I can produce much better quality T-shirts. If you want to buy a T-shirt because you want to support me, I appreciate that. I'm a customer too, so sometimes I just buy things to support other people that's trying to make it. It might not be always the very best quality of product, but I just want to show my support. So if that's the case, please be patient with like the shirts are not bad, but they're probably going to shrink a little bit. And like I don't really care too much for the patch per se. It's still cool, but I don't wear mine outside because it's too hot because this right here gets really hot. So please wear a shirt up under it, like a wife beater or something like that. So please wear something up under so you don't get too hot with this patch right here. But when I get back to the States, I'll be able to do better T-shirts and everything. But shirts are $20 for anything for 2X or under, and 25 and up for over 3X and up. So just want to put that out there. I hope that actually really help you guys for who's actually having who's having a question about the shirts or whatever. I hope that helps. And I will still inbox you too if you still have questions. So I love what Pope has done so far. If we don't land two players like Robinson and Lanier, we would never compete in the SEC. Alabama, Arkansas would blow us off the court. You must have talent to win. You do got to have talent to win. I think we got talent to win, but I don't think I want hey Camel UK sweater. I expect to hear that. I agree with you. We do need that talent, and we do need those two go-to guys. Do we have to have both Lanier and Robinson? It would be good to get both of them, but once again, are they? If Jackson comes back, will they be willing to play together? And one of them ain't going to start, and it just. And then again, it all depends on who we playing that night. What's the matchup look like? Do we have to go small ball? Do we need to go guard heavy? Depending on what team we're playing. Are we playing a team that we need to go big? So in the retrospect of everything, I sit here and I talk about who's going to start, who's going to not have egos, who wants to come off the bench, who's going to do this or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's really about who we playing and what the matchup looks like that would dictate who needs to be on the floor and who needs to start. But sit it down in black, that blue would pop. I'm actually, I've only seen them in light gray, dark gray, which somebody ordered a dark gray, and I seen it for the first time then, and I was like, I loved it, so I actually ordered me one, and I'm actually ordering me a blue one as well too. So hopefully today I have the blue one, and Thursday when I go live, I'll be wearing the blue. But yes, the black, I'm actually going to try that too as well. So, and I just want to have all the colors just to show people what they are. So I'm only talking about shirts and stuff because people are talking about it. So I want to make sure that I address it. I don't want to ignore anybody about it because I'm getting a lot of texts and sometimes I can't immediately get back with people. But I just want to address it on here as well. Get me a gray shirt. Got me a gray shirt on the way. Absolutely, you do. Report it to some. See, so someone's reporting that Lanier is actually reported to sign with UK, and that's what I got right before I came on. So that's positive. That's a positive thing. And he's coming to UK to ball. It is. He's going to come to UK. He can have the ball in his hand at the end of the ball game, and we'll see what happens. We know that if we need a three, then we know we got other options for the 3-pointer. But if we got to go get a basket at the rim towards the end of the game, we know where we can go at. That's pretty certified. These days, you got to be 10, 12 deep because the rule changes. Remember, they call a lot more fouls now. They should probably give everybody 6 fouls. They should give 6 fouls and everything. So that's the news that I got. Unless somebody else got anything about what's going on in college basketball right now, I want to tell you guys my story about going to the post office. So if you watch this and you got a coin or you've already ordered a shirt and it's on the way, this applies to you. This is what it took for me to get your stuff to the post office. Okay, so I get off work 45 minutes late. We have an inspection. They come late. We start late. We didn't get to finish. I got off work 40 new to channel. You said you are. I'm not in the States. It doesn't. I look like I'm in the States, but I'm not in the States. So I'm not here. I'm actually overseas. But anyway, I get off work 45 minutes late. Now, I get off work. I had everything planned out that morning of my whole schedule, what I was going to do. I was going to get off from work at this time, regular time, and I was going to take off. So to drive from where I work at to the post office, just to get to where I got to go at, is 31 miles. So I had to drive 31 miles one way just to go to a post office. That was a drive. It was, but that's okay. I knew coming from work that the drive was going to be long. Okay, 31 miles from work to the base. I get to the base because I don't work on the base. I have to go a certain way. To be able to get on base because I have to go get a pass from my car from my window. No problem. I know this. I go to the way that I go to the gate. I get all the way to the road where I got to go to, and it's blocked off because they're doing construction. So I had to turn all the way around and go all the way back to all the way to the front part of it. Then I had to drive all the way. I mean, I'm talking about like almost another 3.5 miles all the way around. Then I come to my first checkpoint. So when I get to my first checkpoint, you got to show ID. Roll the window down. Here's my ID. Where you going? Okay, cool. So I went through the base. Then I got to drive another half a mile or so just to get a pass. You got to park in the rocks. You got to walk through the rocks. You got to go through these little mazes. And you got to go into a little building. So I go in a little building. I got to get my paperwork, my ID, and all this right here. They don't have a bathroom inside. So I have to walk back outside. I have to walk back out through the rocks. And I got to go all the way back to the porta potty just to use the bathroom. Then I got to walk all the way back. I get my pass. So here's the tricky part about the pass. Once I get my pass, I have two decisions. I have two decisions to make. I can go to the checkpoint to get my car searched, or I can drive another 3.5, 4 miles back around just to go through the regular gate again. So I decided to go through the checkpoint to get my car checked. So I got to wait for them guys to let me go through the gate. I got to go in. I got to get out of the car. I got to roll all my windows down on my car. Okay? I got to roll my windows down all on the car. I got to raise my trunk up. I got to raise my hood up. I got to open every door. And then I got to walk behind this big security wall where I can't see nobody. And I got to just stand there. I got to just stand there until they have did the inspection for the car. Okay, I know that's coming too as well. I get back in the car. I have to close all my doors, close my hood. Then I got to drive 5 miles until I get completely out of the security check zone. I drive all the way to the post office. I get there. I got my bags. I got my coins, my T-shirts. Here I am. I'm going in the post office. They got a big sign on the door when I get to the post office. They says, before coming in the door, fill out all paperwork regarding. I said, okay. A guy comes out and he checks on me. He says, hey, are you good? You got any questions? He said, fill out this form and this form. I fill out both forms. So in the States, when you send things, you don't have to send a custom form. So for me to send stuff international, I have to send stuff. I have to go get and do a customs form for all 9 packages. I got to do a custom. So I got to put my address and I got to put the person's address that I'm sending it to. Then I got to fill out a label for them. So that took me 1 hour. That took me 1 hour to just do all the names. I go inside the post office. I get in there. I said, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm good to go. They start looking at my packages and they says, oh, you're missing a sheet. So I had to take all my bags, go right back out the door, and I had to fill out another sheet 9 times and put it in each package. So I do that. I get back in the post office. I'm getting ready to go. They said, I need to see your ID. I show them my ID, and they look at my military. I'm a retiree. I can go on any military base I want to in the world. I give them my military ID, and they look at me, and they says, oh, you're not authorized to use a U.S. post office because you don't work on this base. So I couldn't even use the post office. They said, you got to leave. and you got to either go find somebody that'll come back with you, so you can actually use the post office, because we would have to use their name. So I had to get my bags, and on my way out the door, one of the guys that worked there, he says, "Hey man, you can use my name." So I had to go and scratch out my name on all the paperwork, and I had to put put his name on all the paperwork. I had to scratch. So whenever you get your package, and if you see my name scratched out, and if you see a guy named my name of Jack Jackson, that's the guy that I'm talking about. So I had to go do all of that. It took me 3 hours to mail 9 packages. That's not the drive. That's just at the post office to mail 9 packages. And I got it out, and I was exhausted. And I'm just like, okay, I learned some things. So now when you order some stuff, I know how to do the system better, and I'll be ready to go. So I just wanted to show you my horrible experience going to the post office to mail my first order of stuff. But I had to. I wanted to just go home. I said, you know what? Just from the car inspection, I just wanted to go. I was like, I'm not doing this today. Not today. I've been up since 1 o'clock in the morning. I hadn't eaten dinner. I didn't even eat any lunch. So I'm running on complete fumes right now. But I was dedicated, and I was committed to getting these packages out as soon as possible. Because how many people know when you're dealing with somebody else's money and gifts, you want to get that out. You just want to get that out as fast as possible. So so that's my horrible experience with going to the post office. But next time, I'll be better, and I'll be ready to go. You retired military, U.S. citizen, the government screwed up as a soup sandwich. Good to know. I'm retired. I'm a retired Navy also. So thanks for your service, Mr. David. I do. But yeah, so that's my story. But anyway, we just Jack Jackson. Yeah, that's his name that's going to be on the Jack John Johnson. That's going to be the name that's on the package. Tell me who's in the house tonight. UK is in the house tonight. And also, don't forget that my show will be Thursday nights as well, too, at 8 Eastern as well. Don't forget to tune in for that show as well. But I think we're going to keep an eye on this Chad thing, see how true it is, see if we can get him in here. Then we got to go to God, see if we can go get one more player. Let's see if we can bring in Trent as well too. Let's take him. Come on, man. He's right there in his backyard. Come on, Trent. Now at the end of the day, it's up to him whether he wants to come to Kentucky or not, because Tennessee, from what I read, is in the mix too as well. And I think that's the only 2 teams who are actually competing for his services. So we know that it's not a surprise that some Kentucky kids would end up at Tennessee. We just hope that Trent doesn't end up. And I know a lot of people would like to see Trent play here at home. Him and Perry, and I think him and Perry on the floor together would be that much more special to be able to have those guys play together. Sound like you have a good as good luck as I do. No luck whatsoever. And I was exhausted. From that post office, but I realized that I had to follow through with everything that I said I was going to do, and no matter what it took, that I had to get it done. So I did not. Somebody asked me if I got my 300 likes. I did not get my 300 likes. Let me see. I don't think I got anywhere close to it. I can check right now when it comes up. For that video, I needed 300 likes if you didn't know, for the video that starts with From Wildcats to Razorbacks, I had to change the name. I was hoping to get 300 likes, and if so, I was going to add an extra show on Monday that was going to be dedicated to reading text, answering questions or whatever, and just kind of hanging out an extra night live with you guys. So I only got 121 likes out of 300. So we'll see. It's still time. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Once a video is kind of played in a day or two, people kind of move on from it. So I'm not really sure if it's even going to make it to 150 or not. He'll be taking his talent to Western. I'm waiting on what Trent to say. Wouldn't that be a slap in the face and a surprise? They talking about I'm going to Western. I am going to go to Western Kentucky with my talents for the next 4 years. That would be funny to see, for real, absolutely. But we just gotta, as Kentucky fans, I really think that we're really at an exciting point right now because we saw what Mark Pope has come in to do in his first 3 weeks here. We see the excitement, and we all knew that that everything was going to slow down. I mean, it couldn't stay at that pace. I would say that this is one of the most interesting off seasons that we've had in a while. I guess because Coach Cal's been here, but this is fun to watching this all unfold and seeing how things are happening. Noah did meet with Pope since 2 weeks ago. Maybe that was a selling point. Maybe that's what he needed. Everybody was sitting back waiting. Once Pope took over, would he decommit? Would he put his name back in the portal? So now that he put his name in the portal, now that he opened back up actually for him in the recruitment, because he's a freshman, he'll be a freshman. So he opened back up his recruitment, which means it's like we just gotta wait and see if Kentucky can be the selling point enough, staying home in his backyard, playing with someone who he admired, I'm sure, in Travis Perry, and seeing if stuff like that would be enough for him to come in, and knowing that the pressure of him being a top-tier player in year one, he will not have that pressure because he has so many people that he can learn from in the process, even if it's just in 1 year. He could pick up a lot of things. Him and Perry, even Chandler, those guys can really learn a lot from this senior leadership, truly senior leadership. We just have to we have to see if Pope can bring it home, if he can reel that in, or if Brooks can go and sell it, or if Jason Hart can do it, or if Coach Kruger can do it. I like how people talk now is that we haven't seen a boom yet, because that seems to be the thing when we get ready to get a good recruit or a good transfer. So I haven't been on Twitter to see, but I don't think we actually got a boom yet, unless someone has already actually seen it, to be able to say that we got that boom as well. I live in Harlan. I haven't heard that. What was that? Near average 20 points and shot 40% from the three. How has he not been more highly regarded? Well, I don't know, because the last couple of years, if you go back and if you look at his stats, like he was kind of like this, but then he did like this and he just rose. So it's kind of like it was like almost like I'm average, and now I'm just going to just ball out. So and that's the same thing that we did with Adu from his freshman to his sophomore year. It had such a major jump, and it just kind of happened. So I think that's what it is, and I think because he entered the transfer portal so late, and I don't really know who all is trying to go out and get him, but if he's as good as advertised, I'm pretty sure there's other teams out there who's trying to pick him up as well too. Once again, I hope Kentucky has what it takes to go ahead and bring these guys in, because we need it. We know certain teams like UConn and stuff like that, they're pretty much locked up with talent, so we know we don't have to really compete with those guys. But it's a really sad day when you said Kentucky's got to go compete with UConn and these other teams for recruiting. And just like that doesn't even sound good. Like you got to push that out just to make it sound halfway decent. You just don't say those kind of statements every day. It's lots of speculation, but nothing concrete. We're waiting on a triple boom. Okay, does a triple boom mean that we get? Oh, I guess we're gonna get 3 more players. I have to assume that for sure. News was at school today. They interviewed a lot of people, but didn't report that he signed. Are we talking about Trent right now, David? And are we talking about Trent? Are we talking about with Kentucky as well? Hopefully, it doesn't take too long for this to go down. I know people want to see it. People want to start rejoicing. People want to start celebrating of him coming stand at Kentucky. He may go where he can play immediately. Can he really play? No, they have to compete with us. Ask me, say that after this year, because unfortunately, as much as I want to say that, as a Kentucky fan, we know that we're back up on the rise, and we know that we still got to build back up to where we was at. So you're right. I agree with you. They compete. No, they have to compete with us. We are UK. We are UK. But that's sad that we got to say that we don't have to worry about UConn, because UConn is full now. I don't think they're taking any more players. And because of that, it's like we don't have to worry about UConn trying to come and get this guy. This sounds strange, but I get what you're saying, and I agree with you 100% that we are UK and people compete with us to stuff. So that would always be the standard. But consider the years that we had, um, it's just kind of what it is. Trent Noah is a long-legged Mac Daddy, but he's only a three-star player, not UK caliber. Interesting. Does anybody want to rebuttal that? HTG, I've never seen you before, but thank you. I appreciate that. He says Trent Noor is a long leg Mac Daddy, but he's only a three-star player, not UK caliber. Oh man, Trent is a four-star. He was reevaluated. Okay. Um, that's interesting to see. But we definitely, of course, I'll be up all night while you guys are sleeping. So I would definitely be keeping an eye on that. I doubt if anything breaks throughout the night. You hardly ever see a lot of things really go late at night as far as breaking news. So if it hasn't happened right now, then we probably won't. If anything, at the earliest, it would be tomorrow. And then guess what? I'll be in bed when he commits. No average 43 from three, 357 from the field, 90 from free throw, and average 30 points, 10 rebounds. Wow, that's a lot. That got balled out. Yeah. Can he take that to the college level and do that as well too? I think that's going to be the big thing. He's a three-star. See, people are getting, start talking about Kentucky players and people that can, kids that play at Kentucky. People take it personal, and they want some good information. And everybody's having that little side chat over here, and that's good because this is really what this is about. This is about good family conversations. And if you're sitting at the table with a lot of family, what happens? Everybody's going to end up having their little side conversations anyway, and that's what makes it so good. And then everybody just comes out. Noah is same league as Reed Shepard. That's interesting. So is he better than Travis Perry, or is that a long shot? You need to watch him. You just don't know. Um, is he better than Travis Perry? Somebody answer that for me. He had 6,000 points in high school. That's a basket waiting to happen. If you ask me, that's for sure. That's a basket waiting to happen. He ranked in the 120. That's the equivalent of 500 in football. Okay, some good information right here. It is, but I think we're gonna be okay. He can shoot. He can shoot okay, but they mentioned that about him that he's a very good scorer, but the thing that he's lacking that he's going to have to work on is his lateral moves, is his quickness from side to side or whatever. That's going to be his downside, and we know that Coach Pope has went out and built a defensive minded team, and we saw what defensive liabilities did to us last year. So how much is that going to play a role in of how much playing time? Even though you can put the ball in the basket, and even though you're a threat and you have a good IQ for basketball, if you can't move your feet and if you can't guard anybody, then that's a liability. And I can't have you on the floor, especially down the stretch. He's better than Perry. Interesting. They said he's second to Perry in scoring. He's better than Perry. David Enix, he can shoot. That's interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to this. I am. I'm looking forward to seeing how this all pans out. And hey, bring him to Kentucky and let Perry guard him. They guard each other and they make everybody better. More ahead of EKU for Noah. See, but everybody's reporting that he's going to come to Kentucky though. Peanut. So I'm not really sure. Once again, this is all just like we just got to just wait and just kind of see what happens and just see how this all unfolds there with three-star out of high school. And Theo from his freshman to his sophomore year, he played like a baller. He was really that good. And once again, it wasn't about scoring for him. It was just about we needed that muscle. He was that physicality that we lacked because we didn't have anybody else, especially after Trey Mitchell got hurt. He wasn't the same anymore. And that was a downfall. Player played 6 years of high school ball. He can shoot, but that's a lot of games. That's a lot of games. That's a lot of wear and tear on your body. He must have started when he was in the 8th grade. It looks like. If you played 6 years of high school, if you played 6 years of high school, man, dude, that's a lot of basketball right there. That means you was balling as an 8th grader. Yes, they knew that when you got an 8th grader, you was coming to varsity. That's impressive. It really is. 13th district isn't exactly stiff competition. This is Kentucky basketball, high school basketball at its best, right here on the side. So if we don't get Jackson Robinson, do you guys have anybody else out there that you would like to see coach go after? Considering hoping that we get Chaz. We hope that we get him on the team. That means we at least need one more go-to person if possible, and I think we'll be locked up because we're still going to hopefully that we can bring Noah to Kentucky. If we do that, then I give the Wildcats a chance to make a big run come March and not just make the tournament, but get out of the first weekend and make some noise, some real noise. He isn't leaving South Carolina. He isn't leaving South Carolina. That's why he's going to a small. He probably wouldn't leave. He probably wouldn't play at South Carolina. That's why he's going to a smaller school. I mean, they went out and recruited him. You don't go recruit a guy. And offer him a scholarship just to bring him in. Just to. I get it. Sometimes you got to come in and you got to grow. That's just being a freshman, and not all freshmen are going to come in and start from day one. But David Inks, I'm with you. They made the state champ game this year. Peanut, where did Reed come from? 13th region. Reed put up some numbers, man, and you see how that all turned out for Reed. It turned out to be very, very, very good in the end for him, for sure. Trent to Kentucky, I would love to see him go to UK. Harlan is my hometown, and I may be a little biased, but I believe he'll be a good fit. You had a chance, like the people who's actually from Harlan County, like they have had a chance to actually watch this kid grow up. They have had a chance to see him grow from a young middle school player to where he's at today. And they know that this kid is the talk of the town. He has represented his city, his town in the right way. And they know that he can go out and play great basketball. And because of that, you do DJ Wagner, Arkansas, and Trent Noah to UK. Wow. That's big, man. So they got it. Oh, how are you guys feeling about what Arkansas is doing now? In the sense of I don't really care what Arkansas is doing. That doesn't bother me. But as far as how they're stacking up compared to how UK is stacking up, is that making that game that much more intriguing to watch when it happens? I'm trying to see because I got to go watch Aaron Torres later. See if I can bring that up. Let's see what we get for that. DJ, I don't think it's any surprise. I don't think it's any surprise that, and also Kadari Richmond, he went to St. John, so we didn't get him neither. I hope Coach Pope knows what he's doing. Like I know he's got to leave some spots open. I know there's going to be guys that are in the drive or in the going through the evaluation, and I know not all guys are going to stay. But I'm hoping that I like Torres, but I still don't trust all he says. Torres put out a lot of information, that's for sure. I'm trying to look at my app and I'm refreshing it. I haven't seen anything about DJ going there, which I don't really keep up with because I know DJ is not coming back to Kentucky. So at this particular point, it doesn't really matter where he really goes at. But he's a good player, and I think he's gonna make a big jump from freshman to sophomore year too as well. That is going to post build in the future. Very few one and dones now. Yeah, that is true. And I don't, but who really saw Reed Shepherd being a one and done? I don't think a lot of people really saw that. And it could be the same case with Perry. It could be the same case with Noah. These guys they just come in and they just have exceptional years and nobody's seen it happening, and then they're gone. So we can tell the guys, hey, don't have a good year. Make sure you tell coaches do not go and have a good year. Make sure that you have a bad year so you can come back another year. If they're in the ball game, they're going to try to do. I got that from Ed. Oh my goodness. Hope you guys didn't hear that. It was loud. We just got to hope that these guys come out every single ball game and play like they are, maybe trying to be a one and done, but understand that they might be there for 2 or 3 years. We heard you, Jim Boy. Everybody, he is a one and done nowadays. Blue Bloods can't give scholarships to players outside the top 100. Everyone is a one and done nowadays. That's if Noah would thrive in Pope's system. I mean, he would ultimately choose Arkansas. Cal and Kenny Payne, no brainer. Yeah. So with DJ Wagner, like I'm not even like I'm already penciling him in. I just think he's just taking his time. But I think when he makes that visit to Arkansas, he gets on campus. He's going to see Adu. He's going to see Big Z. He's going to see these players. He's going to see the players that was coming to UK, that decommitted. Now they're going to Arkansas. They made some relationships as well too with their visits on campus. So I think this is a no-brainer. I think DJ is going to end up signing with, and I mean, it'll be a surprise. I mean, for us, it was a surprise to see Adu sign with Arkansas, considering kind of how things we think panned out at the end. But I don't think it's a no-brainer that we see DJ at Arkansas. And I think in the next day or two, I don't see why we don't see that online that DJ has committed to Arkansas. I say bring it on. No long-term projects. Transfer. But it's going to be interesting. We're going to just keep looking. We're going to keep our eyes open. And with the way social media is, things are popping. And there's so many people putting out so much information. I'm kind of glad that when I'm able to go live is that hopefully all the rumors and everything is kind of leveled out by the time I'm waking up. So information that I can read is valid information and not just hearsay anymore. That it hopefully that it's facts and can be proven, which makes my job a little bit easier as well too. So I can just report on my thoughts about what's going to. UK can start 3 5-year seniors and 2 regular seniors as it is. We got a whip, man. Unfortunately, we got to have a bench. You know, we got to have backup players, and that's why you go out and that's why you maximize your scholarships. But yes, we got a good team that can go out and play ball game and actually come out at a high level. I'm telling you, look, no disrespect to Drexel, no disrespect to Oklahoma, no disrespect to San Diego State, but it's just something different about when you play at Kentucky. It's just a different level of importance. You know, it's just different. And when you get guys who are already good ball players and you put them in a system that is a high caliber program like Kentucky, it brings out the best. When we found out that we played that we was playing Oakland, somebody posted, "I hate this. I hate that we playing Oakland. I wish we could have got in UConn's bracket. I wish we could have played somebody that was really, really good because we played completely down to our opponent." Now, when you bring a guy from a Drexel, from a West Virginia, from a San Diego State, Davidson, when you bring players like that and you put them in an environment like UK, it just calls for people to elevate their ball games. So if we thought they was good at where they was at the level they was on, imagine what playing on the stage at UK where the lights are always on, the cameras are rolling, everybody wants to see what Kentucky's doing. These guys are not coming in here to just be average players. These guys are coming in here to elevate their game. And I think that's what we have going for us. And we got these 3 super seniors. We got 2 regular seniors. These guys are coming to elevate everything they got. They coming to give it everything they got in this year 1 to see what can happen next year for them. And that's why to me, if I'm going to hold my head and my hope, and if I'm going to believe and be optimistic, when I look at stuff like this is what helps me to believe more and more every day is that we're going to be okay. We just are. Arkansas is not going to have a bad team, but Arkansas is still going to have young players. We're going to have experienced players. We're going to know how to close games out. If that game comes down to the end where it's close, who do you trust the most? Who do you trust the most on that floor? People that's been in this situation before that understands, don't break, don't bend. It's just the end of the game. It's no pressure. This is what we spend our entire year doing, is preparing to play for games like this. When the game is on the line, can we go find ways to win ball games? And these guys have proven experience that they can do that. And that's what gives me hope about this right here. It does. It really depends on how much you want it. It really does. And I think these guys want it. I think these guys are hungry. And I think these guys are going to come out and they're going to elevate their game to where other teams are going to be like, man, Mark Pope hit a home run for sure in year 1. And I think that's what we're looking for now. And I think that's the new atmosphere that we're going to continue to see moving forward as we put this roster together, as we come together and we start gelling together, that's going to be the attitude is you got to raise your game to a different level. Because SEC basketball, while the Big 12 is probably the best conference in college basketball, if I'm being honest, I don't think they carry the brutality of like the SEC does. And I think it's brutal night in and night out of what these guys are going to be playing, what these guys are going to be playing against. And it's never going to change. It doesn't matter. It does not matter what coach is in the position at Kentucky. Every team still wants to beat Kentucky because it just makes them look better if they can find a way to beat Kentucky. It doesn't matter who Kentucky has or who Kentucky doesn't have as a players. It's just we beat Kentucky. And that's all they'll say. It doesn't matter if you tell them, well, we didn't really have too many people. And so what? We still beat Kentucky. And I think that's the biggest thing right there. Is how you look at using the portal. We still get one and done players. They're just older. Yeah, I mean exactly. But we get older with experience though. So I mean, if you got to get a one and done with experience, now people will tell me, well, we need that NBA experience. I'm not here rebuting that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we don't need an NBA experience. I think every team needs a little NBA experience. I'm not even going to lie to you. I think that can go a long way. But we saw with NBA talent, with bad coaching, we couldn't get it done. So now let's see if we can have guys who really understand basketball, the college level basketball. They might not be NBA players, but they have proven to be good college basketball players. And I think that's what we need to keep in mind here. People can say, well, you don't have good NBA players. Okay, we don't. But eventually we will. One day we'll have an NBA player, and this ain't going to last always. But we got to work with what we got right now. And if you tell me that we can still be a very older team with a lot more experience and we can still have a chance to win ball games, then you can sign me up for that every day of the week because I feel like that's just the best way to actually go to do that. And I bet you this is not even streaming on YouTube. Did I go back on YouTube? I don't know if I did or not. My fault, people. Yeah, I am. I'm actually live. Okay. No, I'm not. I didn't even go back live on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook. But so we just gotta. This is gonna be for Seth Pryor. You correct? Enjoying the show, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Mr. Steve. Thank you guys. I do. And it's at Texas and Oklahoma, and now you're right, and I completely forgot about that. Now you're bringing over Oklahoma and Texas, so that makes the SEC even tougher. And we may actually be the hardest now. Adding those two teams now, they didn't make serious noise in the Big 12, Texas and what's the name, but they wasn't horrible teams either. They still won their share of ball games and they still beat teams. But bringing those two teams over, which I completely forgot. So thank you for mentioning that Big Blue Cincy. I appreciate that. But because of that, it makes the SEC that much. Look, the SEC is going to be hard, and if we can help the guys that play basketball who know it, and if we can have guys who can come off the bench who know basketball, that's better for UK. That's better for us. It just is. We couldn't beat Robert Morris in the first round. I don't see us happening now. But first of all, I don't see us going to the NIT. First of all, I'm calling it that the Kentucky Wildcats will, and you heard it here on the Loyal BBN Fan Show, we will make March Madness. We will be going dancing this year in year one of Coach Pope. Put money on it. I don't know what seed, but we're gonna go, and we won't be in the NIT this year. I just be like, no, we got way too much talent, too much experience to let that slip away. And these guys, they know this is their last chance of going dancing, so they got to go. We will go, yeah, tap that. We definitely got to make that happen for sure. Got to go. Just got to watch these guys just get together. I'm excited to daydream. Like I daydream a lot about the possibilities of what Kentucky to be. I don't have a lot of people over here to talk to most of the time. I spend about 80 to 90% alone. Like really, like I spend a lot of time by myself over here. So I have a lot of time to reflect on what this Kentucky team could possibly be. And I know we still got some pieces that we got to add. Hopefully that's true about Chaz. Hopefully he's going to sign with Kentucky. That would be enormous. That would be big. That would be definitely a boom, because that's what we need. we get one more go-to guy that can go get a basket as well too. Because we got shooters. We just need somebody that can take their guy off can create their own shot, can go get that basket. And once again, moving up from North Florida to Kentucky, you don't think this guy would want to elevate his game? Like it's almost like I'm going to go to Kentucky, and I'm going to show all these schools who passed on me that I can ball, but they didn't want to give me a chance. How many people know that when somebody gives you a chance, sometimes that's all you need. You just need a little foot in the door, just for somebody to believe in you, and the opportunity has most likely presented itself for some good school for him. And let's just see if he can take advantage of that and ball out the way he did his last year at North Florida, because that's going to be big. He left South Carolina. I'm hoping we get Trent from hometown Harlan. Yep, definitely want Trent. That's for sure. So thank you guys. If you guys are just joining in, I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. It does. And you guys continue to support me always. You're here on YouTube. If you're just joining and for some reason you're joining, well, you're not joining on what's the name? Because I didn't put it back on there. So maybe I should do that, but I'm about to get, I'll go share it out for Facebook when I'm done with this right here, because this is going to be my new platform to be able to do this on. And if you're just joining, if you watch between YouTube and Facebook, Thursday will be my last day going streaming live for my shows for what's the name. Thursday will be my last one. So I actually will post that again. I had troubles in this show. I guess I never should have stopped it, and it would have been playing right now. And maybe I should have shared it. But hopefully things are going to pick up. We're going to get some more. We're going to get some more transfers, at least 2 more. Get Trent Noor, and we're going to see what happens. Because Kentucky is ready to get together and play some real basketball. We may start off slow, a whole roster and whole coaching staff learning Pope's offense. Second half of the season, watch out. Well, as long as we don't get any tweaks, then I guess and we're not built for March, then I guess we'd be okay. Up to 61, hit that like button. So thank you guys. I appreciate for everyone who's helping promote my channel. It means a lot for me, absolutely. I don't want to spend like my whole show trying to promote the show. I just want to come on and I just want to talk about the show and just kind of what's going on and all of that. So let me see, channel. I'm looking for something on here. My apologies for that. Let me see if I can do this right here. Share, hit the like button, copy. My apologies, guys, for that, okay? Thank you guys for your patience with me. I appreciate it. Once again, if you're just joining, my shows are going to be Tuesdays at 8 Eastern, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 Eastern. So please, I'm going to commit to that 100%. I'll make sure that I have nothing going on, and I will be here Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 Eastern, unless I add another show as well too. So please join in. I would appreciate that very much. Continue to share. We will. This is family time for me, man. Like let me tell you guys, once I get off the computer, then throughout my day, like today when I get off the computer, if our inspection team is gone, which we didn't see them yesterday, so we don't know why they didn't come, but we know that they're catching their planes to go back to America today. So if they don't come and I don't see them, then I will spend 95% of my day today all by myself. I won't have many conversations with people. I don't see many people, and it gets lonely. It really gets lonely. So when I come here and when I can actually just hang out for a few minutes with you guys, it just kind of gives me a sense of home. It gives me a sense of love, and you guys support me like crazy. And I appreciate more than you guys can actually understand and know that. It means a lot to me. And I don't know, even if I don't get the 300 likes like I requested on the video from yesterday, would it be the worst thing in the world to add an extra day? No, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And if you guys are willing to show up and I can just hang out for a few minutes, it might not be as long as a show as Tuesdays or Thursdays, but I'll at least come and spend a couple of minutes with you guys as well, because like I said, that's therapy for me too as well, to be able to spend time with people. And I appreciate it more than you guys know. It means the world to me. So thank you guys once again for joining. I appreciate it. There's nothing. There's no family like BBN. I agree with you, Big Blue City fan. You are absolutely correct with that. And it's the name on the chest. If they leave, they didn't respect the name. Absolutely. I can agree with that 100%. But people make, you know, people want different things, I guess, in life as well too. It's the name on the jersey. Cats all day long. But thank you guys once again. I appreciate it. Once again, if you want a shirt, make sure that you text me your size. And right now, the colors that I've seen that look good are the light gray, the dark gray, and the white. Order one size up because they're going to shrink a little bit. Once again, when I get home to the States, I'll be able to provide a better quality shirts and everything. But if you're just doing it to support me, I appreciate that as well too. The $20 plus shipping, anything over anything 3X and bigger would be $25 for that as well. So because they charge a little bit more for that shirt, if that's what's needed. But hey, how many people know that even the bigger guys around here, it's all right. We can still get our freshness on. We can still look smooth. Don't let that stop you. Just hit me up in the inbox and we'll get it for you. We get that shirt ordered for you. So I got some shirts that I ordered. My goal is if I can get them, if they get done, I want to send them out Friday as well. So if you want anything between now, I know David, I know you just make sure that I hit you back in the box or whatever. I know you've already hit me up. If you want anything, if you want a coin, let me know so I can have it. The coins take a little bit longer than the shirts to be made. So please, if you want a coin or whatever, please let me know so I can make sure that I put that in so I can have everything ready to go by Friday so I can make one trip to the base a week if that. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you can. I'm Big Mike, and so whatever, that's out. Thank you guys, and go Cats.